Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all of the praises and the glory to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rekah Gwadash, and double honors to the apostles of the great millstone that have taught us this truth, with the Holy Spirit, and to include the elder bishops of Connecticut and Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Brakatham. Excuse me, to all of the Akim that of the hopeful elect, as well as we all should believe that we are, and it's your brother Laban. And this is a video dealing with Bishop Nathaniel, showing that the people of the South Pacific Ocean, this is him proving that they're the Israelites. And what I want to do is I want to play maybe a couple of minutes in, and then we're going to get right into it and showing that this is totally wrong. Once again, the bishop of IEYC is going off. So without further ado, let's get right into it.
Which caused the expulsion of the shepherds from Egypt, whom Moses, alias Typho, alias Baba, led into the Holy Land, is a scourge among the Fijis and is known as Tubu, while in New Zealand, hard by, Tapoa and Tapua are the words which signify an abscess and a fester, while Pepe denotes a complaint on the skin, see number 25. In fact, the Isle of Lepers is close by, as any ordinary atlas will testify.
So out there in the Fijis, they have an area where if you have leprosy in your skin, they ban you to an island. Go on.
But if anything were wanting to prove that the Fiji and Atui words taboo and tafu, meaning unlawful, sacred, prohibited, really referred to the injunctions of Moses, alias Teba or Typho, the Fiji word teve, meaning to circumcise, supplies it and renders it certain that the Fiji cannibals really derived their customs from those who followed Moses.
Y'all see that? So there's 5 volumes. This is only volume 2. And in 1880, they were on the island of Fiji. They said, although they're cannibals, they said they do follow a lot of the laws of Moses, which they found intriguing. Was that the whole thing, Eliel?
No, sir. No, sir. And renders it certain that the Fiji cannibals really derived their customs from those who followed Moses. For he specially directed circumcision. We read in Exodus 5:25-26 that Zipporah, the wife of Moses.
That's Exodus 4.
4:25-26, that Zipporah, the wife of Moses, circumcised the foreskin of her son with a sharp stone, remarking to Moses, a bloody husband thou art, because of the circumcision.
Exodus 12.
Exodus 12:43-48. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Give me the next book. Go ahead.
Account of a government.
You skipped the whole first word.
Yes, sir. Excuse me. VT. An account.
So you got to be on point with Nate, man, because Nate gonna get on you.
Government mission to the Vitian or Fijian Islands.
In the years
1860 to 61.
All right, bye.
Yeah, you keep clicking off. Click back on there.
Come on, sabotage. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Zoom in a little. Okay, yes, sir. By Berthold Seaman, PhD, FIS, FRGS.
When was this published?
Published in 1862.
All right, let's go inside the book. Let's jump down to the highlighted areas.
Yes, sir. Start at
underlined area. You see it?
Yes, sir. Some believe Polynesians were part of the Israelite tribe of Naphtali or Dan, and according to Abraham Fornander, they were included in the Israelite tribe of Benjamin.
Yeah, that's all bullshit. Because for one, let's just get one thing straight. Now, back at the old One West School, whence he came, they didn't teach this, and we still don't teach that. So where's he getting this from? What he's doing, he's making things up as he goes, man. All right, that's what this guy is doing. And he's talking about how there was 2 tribes among these people, right? he was going into the Teba or the Tabui tribe, however you pronounce the names. And he was basically saying that these were the tribes that actually followed the Mosaic laws. Just because you have a few tribes that follow the Mosaic laws among these Japhites doesn't prove that they're Israelites. All right? Like, we're not denying the fact that you had a few sects of people that were there to keep the Mosaic laws. Case in point, you could say the same thing among Africa, right? Like, for the most part, you may say, well, most of the African people are Hamites, but among Ham, you have Israelites. So just because you had a very few remnants of Israelites that were among the heathen doesn't include the heathen to be Israelites. Okay? And that's what he's trying to do. I see exactly, as well as, all of you brothers can see what he's doing. What he's doing, he's trying to include other nations that don't have no business being a part of the 12 tribes at all. So what he's doing is he's trying to reinvent the wheel so he can say that he's deep and he has all of the answers, and he's just this guy that has it all, got it going on and everything, right? Just so that simpletons can follow him, and so that the church that he leads can include silly women. All right, as that's written. And most of the people on the comment board, they ain't really on no level of being deep at all. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, that's okay. That's cool. Because you are who you follow. And you are who you lead. All right? But I'm not going to be getting off the topic here. We're going to deal with Japhet here. The term Japhet, which means opened, which really means to be wide open. Because when you go to the root word, the word here is, they have patha, right? Which means to be open or to be wide, to be spacious, to make spacious. So when you put it together, the word is wide open. Yapaf. The third son of Noah, whose descendants after the flood settled on the coastal lands of the Mediterranean, spreading north into Europe and parts of Asia. Primarily, when you read the book of Genesis chapter 10, it speaks about that, how they took on those lands. And it reads, just to read a few verses here, it says, now these are the generations of the son of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japhet, and unto them were the sons born after the flood. And the sons of Japhet, Gomer, and Magog, and Madai, and Javan, and Tubal, and Meshach, and Taraz. And the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, and Riphath, and Togarmah, which is also known as Turkey today. And the sons of Javan, Elisha, and Tarshish, which was used to be named Spain, Kiddim, and Dodinim. By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands, and every one after his tongue, after their families and their nation. Right? So all of these within the those that descend out of Japhet, these were in Europe today, the interiors of Europe at the time. And I remember some time a while back ago, down here in the UK, they was doing a special and whom they call Cheddar Man, right? I don't know if you brothers remember that. They was going over something, and they found out that the original people down here in the UK were dark skinned. Now, in that storyline, they went off because they said that this was one of the oldest relics or the oldest bones that they found, which goes back to 9 millenniums, which that's all bullshit because man never lived for 9,000 years. All right. Men have been on the earth since 5,000 to 6,000 years maximum. So they went off on that. But what I will say is just to put it on post-production there, right, with the facial features and everything, because that's how they must have looked, because those same people are down in the South Pacific Ocean today. All right. So the reason why their name was Japhet, because they were able to take over those expanded coastal areas of Europe. They expanded into the interiors of Europe and into the Mediterranean area. All right. And that's why when you go and read the story of Second Esdras, is it Second Esdras or is it in the book of Maccabees? And it actually talks about that history. where you had the man, you know what? Let me see if I can actually go into that real quick. Just spare me for 1 minute. Yeah, so I found it. So this is the history that I was referring to over here in the book of First Maccabees 8 and verse 1 I could read from and end off with verse 8 or verse 9. Yeah, verse 9. From verse 1 to verse 9. So as this reads, now Judas had heard of the fame of the Romans, that they were mighty and valiant men, and such as would lovingly accept all that joined themselves unto them, and make a league of amity with all that came unto them, and that they were men of great valor. It was told him also of their wars and noble acts which they had done among the Galatians, and how they had conquered them, and brought them under tribute, and what they had done in the country of Spain for the weighing of the mines of silver and gold which is there, and that by their policy and patience they had conquered all of the places, though it were very far from them, and the kings also that came against them from the uttermost parts of the earth, till they had discomfited them, and given them a great overthrow, so that the rest did give them tribute every year. Besides this, how they had discomfited in the battle Philip and Perseus the king of Kittims, right? So don't we see the word Kittim here? Genesis 10 and verse 4. That's actually one of the sons of Japhet. And as it reads, with others that lifted up themselves against them and had overcome them, how also Antiochus the great king of Asia that came against them in battle, having 120 elephants with horsemen, and those elephants were ginormous. They were so ginormous that you could actually fit probably like maybe more than 10 men on them. And with horsemen and chariots, and a very great army was discomfited by them, and how they took him alive, and covenanted that he and such as reigned after him should pay a great tribute, and give hostages, and that which was agreed upon. And the country of India and Lydia and of the goodliest countries which they took of him, and gave to King Emenes. Moreover, how the Grecians had determined to come and destroy them. Right. So that's why they're not in that land anymore. Most of them are not in that. The whole nation, all of these individuals, all of these descendants of Japhet, they're not in the land of Europe anymore because they were conquered. They were conquered by the Edomites. They were conquered by the Edomites, which were considered Greeks, and as well as they were conquered by those Roman Edomites. And that's why they're not Indian territories of Europe no more. Okay, so that was their original land, but they got kicked out of their land. All right. So that's why they're in the South Pacific Ocean today. That's why they're there. So what Nate is saying is the Pacific Ring of Fire, which is referring to those South Pacific Oceaners that are there, the Polynesians and all of those kind of people there. He's leaguing them with the tribes of Israel, and that's not the case. That's what we was taught, beginning with our elders, and as well as he was taught the same thing as well. Okay? And it doesn't make sense for them to be of the 12 tribes of Israel when you look at it with a spiritual sense. Okay? It doesn't make any sense. So he's just winging it as well as we know him of doing. just winging the precepts.